Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to every one of y'all here at the Willie Bragg Show and everywhere else. And I hope everybody's going to have a good weekend ahead of them right now. I got work ahead of me. I usually don't do a Friday show these days because Friday's the worst day of the week for me, or worst night of the week, shall I say, because I work graveyard shift. But I decided I'm just going to go and do a show this Friday, and here I am doing a show this Friday. So, and I discussed this the other day, and I just wanted to discuss it just a little bit more. And it's not going to be a long show. I just want to share some more thoughts on Jasmine Crockett running for the U.S. Senate, and how interesting the race is going to be. My perspective is, I'll put it this way: if she wins in the Democratic primaries and gets a nomination, if she gets the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate, I am going to guess that Texas being Texas, that we will see, her not win against John Cornyn. I think that's his name, the incumbent Republican senator. Her electoral victory, even though I'm outside the two-party system, is preferable to his reelection. But I have my concerns about Jasmine Crockett too. So there is that. And so anyway, I guess basically what I should do is discuss Jasmine Crockett herself. So, and I keep hitting that wrong button over here. Hold on a second. Get a photo of Jasmine Crockett. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Oh, here she is. There she goes. There we go. Okay. As you know, this is Jasmine Crockett here. And Jasmine Crockett is a congresswoman from Texas, 30th District. She got elected in 2022. She got elected in 2022, got sworn in 2023, of course. And she, as I said, she's, and as far as ideology is concerned, as far as and I said this a few days ago, as far as where she stand on the issues and everything, I would not put her in the category of Democrats like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's obviously the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst Democrats you can imagine. I would not put her into that category. I have to defend a person I don't want to defend right now because the options there's really no options. Well, okay, I'm not going to defend AOC. I'll use Ro Khanna as an example of one of the better Democrats in Congress. So she's not Ro Khanna, which kind of sucks. Not that Ro Khanna's the best there is, but as far as Democrats are concerned, Ro Khanna might be the best there is as far as Democrats are concerned. She's thankfully not Debbie Wasserman Schultz, which Debbie Wasserman Schultz is basically a Republican. I mean, and friend of the show, Jen Perlman, who's the co-host of Revolutionary Change, she used to be called Generational Change. She ran against Debbie Wasserman Schultz twice, and she could tell you what a corrupt individual Debbie Wasserman Schultz is, and of course we all know the story about Debbie Wasserman Schultz, what she did to Bernie Sanders in 2016. And I wouldn't insult Jasmine Crockett to the point of putting her in the Debbie Wasserman Schultz camp. And I'll put it this way. I would rather have 1,000 Jasmine Crockett's for every Debbie Wasserman Schultz. But I do have concerns about Jasmine Crockett. I kind of have a feeling that Jasmine Crockett is supposed to be, she's basically slightly better than a centrist, but still too centrist, but centrist enough for Democrats to use as someone to try to basically discourage support away from AOC. That's kind of the way I see that in it. And of course we all know what happened. We all know what happened with the situation between Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is trying to rebrand herself, and which I don't buy for a second. I've done a video on Marjorie Taylor Greene, on her trying to rebrand herself, and I tell people don't trust her. The anti-Trump grift is here now on the right for some, and she found an opportunity, and she had her feelings hurt with Trump telling her she can't run for the U.S. Senate. And AOC, who I have to defend for just 5 seconds, figuratively speaking, it was correct when she said that's the reason why she kind of turned on Trump. But also, what people, the popular conception of AOC as this far lefty Democrat is why I think some people are trying to prop up Jasmine Crockett. And I think it comes back to that situation. Last year between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jasmine Crockett. Let me find that real quick. Jasmine Crockett, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and AOC was involved with that. You all know the infamous bleach blonde, bad Bill Butch body, the situation. It was and honestly, and as far as picking a side on that drama that took place over there, well, I obviously am going to side with Jasmine Crockett there. Because how horrendous she is. So what I'm going to do is I'll play. Let's see, I'm going to play just a little bit of the. Okay, I'm going to play 2 clips, and I'm going to play 2 clips real quick. I'm going to play the first one from a news story, and then they're going to play the AP one. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So let me do this. All right. Hold on, and I did that wrongly. Okay, give me a second here. All right. Okay, come on. Where are you? Okay, we found you. Okay. All right, I'm going to play the first one.
Do you know what we're here for? We're here about
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I
think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order,
Mr. Chairman.
That's beneath
even
order. Now the chair recognizes Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
Parliament.
I'm trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman, motion to strike
I had no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys, earlier, literally just.
Oh,
You
y'all
just
did it first.
voted to do
Y'all did it
it.
first, so you
You
don't want to
just
talk about
voted
it.
to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at, calm down, calm
No,
down.
no, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through
So
proceeding.
I'm trying to
Hey,
get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games,
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
and you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to be-
down. Can
No,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can we
come
send
and
her
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Do y'all see Lauren Boebert over here? I'm going to scroll that back. A friend of mine and myself are probably the only two people, Snipe Hunter and myself, have noticed this. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are no longer allies. And you see the gap right there between them. You see this gap right there. She doesn't want to be beside Marjorie Taylor Greene. They can't stand each other. And while she's definitely on the Republican side, I think in some ways, in her heart of hearts, and I think that Lauren Boebert is still a bad faith actor. I don't have any use for her. But I think that because Marjorie Taylor Greene is such a reprehensible human being, I think that maybe for a brief moment, in her heart of hearts, even though she's ideologically with Marjorie Taylor Greene, she probably has a little more empathy for Jasmine Crockett and AOC, who's somewhere in the back somewhere. That's just my take. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just wanted an opportunity to share that because I haven't shared that this particular angle of this whole thing that took place last year. So anyway, just watch Lauren Boebert, please. Okay, just go ahead and watch Lauren Boebert.
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send her
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair,
I don't know why
okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then I'll recognize.
But I
on
moved
this
to
side.
strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member. Who?
Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Okay,
before
I'm
the fact.
recognized.
I'm
Order.
I'm going to go ahead and
I-
start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Miss Green and let her
We
get?
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a Okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion is to strike the gentlelady's words for the second set of remarks, not the first, the second.
She
that
has
applied
no
to me.
idea. She has no idea. I think, Mr. Chairman, I'm the only one recognized right now.
We objected at the time.
Will the member state the word she wishes
Yes.
struck?
She told me, or she asserted that I was not intelligent. These are the specific words. We can have it read by the clerk.
It was made immediately.
And it was made immediately. I am not moving
I
now.
don't think it was
I am not
timely.
It was
moving
made
now.
immediately, both by the
made
gentlelady and by me.
Mr.
Guys,
Chair,
look.
it was made immediately.
It was made
and
immediately,
you said
both by
that
the
you would
gentlelady and
return
by
to
me.
us.
Guys,
She said, "You don't have the intelligence to talk to me," is what she said.
the chair recognizes Miss Green for 4 minutes and.
Now I'm going to tell you about Jamie Raskin. Jamie Raskin. I am going to get back to Jasmine Crockett in a moment. Jamie Raskin and Marjorie Taylor Greene hate each other. And when she rebranded herself Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I don't want to make this a Marjorie Taylor Greene video, but he decided that the Democratic Party is big enough for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, here's the problem I have with that. If you're buddy with Jasmine Crockett, which I understand why back then I understand Jamie Raskin being buddy with Jasmine Crockett. I totally get it. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene's a horrible person. But if you're thinking that the Democratic Party is big enough for Jasmine Crockett and big enough for Marjorie Taylor Greene, which she'll never be a Democrat, by the way, even though she's not, figuratively speaking, having even though she's not, cocksucking Donald Trump anymore, she's basically, she would never be a Democrat. I mean, she would never, because I mean, y'all know that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are one and the same with the same corporate donors and all of that. We know that. And they use the culture war shit to divide. We both know that. But people like Jasmine Crockett. People like Jamie Raskin and people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're in the game. I mean, they're in the game. And they love playing the culture war shit. And they are willing pawns and participants in it. And so she would never join the Democratic Party. So I don't know what Jamie Raskin was thinking. It's kind of like when Gavin Newsom was interviewed and said that the Democratic Party is big enough a tent for Madani and Manchin. That's the problem with the Democratic Party. The tent gets too big for the right. Well, they shit on the Raffnators and the Gil Steins and the Bernie Sanders out there, even the Bernie Sanders, because a lot of them still hate the guy. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'll continue this.
21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, what is happening with the ruling?
I object to the ruling. Yeah.
We must object.
I mean,
Ocasio-Cortez was not.
Okay. And I'll play you another clip and then I'll comment some more. I hate it when that happens. Here we go.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here
President.
for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you
think
still
your
stuck in the
fake
courtroom.
eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what
ain't
you're
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history.
regain
Order.
order of your committee?
Order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack
meeting will
the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Oh, girl, baby girl.
oh, really?
Don't even.
Well, listen to that. This is entertaining here. I'm going into the drama. Oh, baby girl. Just listen to the response of the people in Congress. Let's go back to that. It was kind of cute hearing AOC doing this. Not that I'm defending AOC, but I'm just saying.
Really?
Don't even play,
Baby girl, I don't think
we are gonna
so.
move and we're gonna take your words down.
I second.
Hold on. I want to hear that again.
Don't even play. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play,
Baby girl, I don't think
we are gonna
so.
move and we're gonna take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
So, you agree to strike your words?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
agree.
Okay. I just wanted to share that there. I hate Congress. I hate the U.S. House of Representatives. I hate the U.S. Senate. I hate these motherfuckers from both parties because they don't give a damn about any of us. They don't give a damn. I mean, all they know how to do is to vote for austerity. All they know how to do is to vote to make our lives miserable. And obviously Republican policies much worse than the Democrats. But what little and tiny bit of good that the Democrats do, they add a bunch of means testing to it. And so, we got the two-party shit show right there. And just we're like parliaments. We're getting to be like parliaments in other countries where they fight like this. And in the other countries they do much worse than that. However, at least some of these other countries provide health care for everybody. We can't even do that. We're not a normal country. But anyway, Jasmine Crockett, the point I'm trying to make is this is when I first heard of Jasmine Crockett. That's the very first time I ever heard of her. And when she did that, and when she did that with Marjorie Taylor Greene, I was just like, base, and the bleach blonde, bad Bill Butch body thing. I loved it. I totally just loved it. I used that as a hashtag all the time. In fact, it eats away at Marjorie Taylor Greene. So anyway, that's just kind of my little comedic take and my one corner of I guess limited admiration, I guess you could say, for Jasmine Crockett. But I do have concerns. She's, where does she stand on single payer health care? Yeah, I have never heard her talk about Medicare for all one way or the other. Where does she stand on Build Back Better? I don't know. I tried checking out some of her positions. I know that where she stands on some of the basic positions. I know she's pro-choice, and I know that she's pro LGBTQ and all these things, all the good reasons to support Democrats on the most surface level, and she's good on those issues, but that would be the average Democrat, and they're going to be, you're going to vote for them on those issues alone. Yeah, they're going to be better than Republicans, but where does she stand on some of these other crucial issues? If she can't bring herself to be for these basic issues, the Medicare for all and the free college and universal jobs programs for living wages, and a policy of no interventionism abroad, and where does she stand on Palestine? Because everything I'm hearing is she's an ardent Zionist. So, where do you stand in the year 2025 on such candidates in that regard? So, is she better than John Cornyn, the incumbent Republican senator? Yeah, but I just can't go woohoo. And obviously, I would probably vote for a Green Party candidate if I lived down in Texas. I would vote for a Green Party candidate in most political races these days. I'm not a dues-paying member, but I'm a registered Green Party member, and that's But that's politically the closest where my ideology is. I have an ideology that's a little different from the Green Party, but that's not, I don't make it about me. I'll share an article from The Hill about Jasmine Crockett, and basically Crockett, Texas race bid divide the Democrats. So let me get rid of that little pop-up window over here. A Representative Jasmine Crockett, last minute bid for the Senate, dividing Democrats as the party looks to oust incumbent Senator John Cornyn, who is, as I said, the incumbent senator. Let's see. Crockett, a polarizing figure who has built a significant following through her visceral attack on President Trump and other Republicans, immediately became the likely Democratic front runner when she entered the primaries earlier this month. But her entrance into the race has drawn concern from notable corners of the party, with Democrats like James Carville criticizing her approach to politics and some operatives fearing that she could be a gift to the GOP in the general election. James Carville. Anytime James Carville is stating a position or whatever these days, I would say, if you're somebody who believes in the Democratic Party fighting within and you have good politics, take the opposite position of James Carville. That's all I'm saying. Because James Carville was part of the problem of the Democratic Party. He's part of what I call Reaganizing. He's tied in with the Clintons. Anybody who's tied in with the Clintons in the Democratic Party is part of the cancer. So, and he is the red blood cell in the Democratic Party. Other Democrats rushed to her defense, arguing that she has name recognition and grassroots energy to be competitive next fall. Now, as an outsider, I take neither the position of James Carville, because he probably thinks she's too far left. I know how James Carville thinks. He's probably thinking, well, you go and nominate Jasmine Crockett. It's going to be a disaster like what they did in England with Jeremy Corbyn. You know, people are going to go with the woke people like Bernie Sanders and AOC, the far left, Medicare for all, woke left liberal crowd. No, we got to be relating to the average American. That's my bad impression of James Carville. Other Democrats have ruled to her defense, arguing that she has name recognition and grassroots energy to be competitive next fall. Jasmine challenges is proof to people is to prove people wrong that she somehow benefits the Republicans by being in the race, as said Matt Engel, director of the Lone Star Project, a Democratic PAC in that state. Crockett has announced her Senate bid just hours before filling the deadline. Will square off the Texas March primary with a state representative James Tallarico, who I know nothing about, by the way. Another rising star who gained national prominence as one of the Democratic legislators who fled Texas over the GOP-led redistricting effort. Oh, I remember that. Not him per se, but I remember that situation. Tallarico has welcomed Crockett's bid, stressing Democratic unity. Okay, well, they're going to say that. I mean, you know. Just days after the campaign launch, that learned heavily into the image as an outspoken Trump opponent. A new survey from Texas Southern University found her with an 8-point edge over Tallarico among the Democratic primary voters. But in a race statewide office in Red, Texas, which went to Trump by double digits last fall, some experts worry that Crockett's progressive pitch and firebrand approach could pose a problem in the general election. What progressive pitch? What? I like to know where she's progressive at. Where is she progressive? Tell me, where is she progressive? I like to know, because I'm trying to find out these things myself. Seems like she's got a lot of energy, but to me, she violates the first rule of politics. That is, in politics, you always make it about the voters and never about yourself. Democratic strategist James Carville told his Politics War Room podcast co-host Al Hunt last week, if you listen to her talk, it is a lot more about herself than it is about the voters. Okay, here's the thing. I care about the policy. I don't give a damn if you're a little eccentric. You enter politics, you're a little bit eccentric, including you, James Carville. But here's the thing. He doesn't like her because she's rude, and he's all into decorum politics. That's another thing. I mean, yeah, he's kind of has this little firebrand sort of thing too, this little fake populism thing. The folksy repertoire that he has. I don't buy. I never bought it. Even when I was a partisan Democrat supporting Clinton and Gore in 1992, it was still something about James Carville that didn't set right with me. I never liked the guy. Anyway, just having that said, across the aisle, Cornyn is in a three-way fight with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Don't know anything about him. And Representative Wesley Hunt. Don't know anything about him. The latest polling average from Decision Desk headquarters put Paxton, a top Trump ally, 5 points ahead. So could be that she may be facing Paxton instead of Cornyn. I know nothing about Paxton, but knowing the Republicans the way I know Republicans, it's possible that he may get defeated in the primaries because, while well, I think he's probably too right wing for me. He's probably one of those people who's basically right wing across the board, but maybe his demeanor is. I never really heard John Cornyn speak or whatever, but he probably has too much of a moderate demeanor. And they want the anger management to go in with the shitty politics. They love the shitty policies, but they love the shitty attitude too. That's why they love Trump so much. That's the appeal to the MAGA movement right there. They love that Trump. They love that mean streak, because a lot of these motherfuckers. They have they kind of mean spirited themselves, and they love the fact that Trump is mean. So they want that in their Republican. That's why the Marjorie Taylor Greens kind of came into being and all that. It just didn't start with Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. It goes back decades of people like Jesse Helms, who sadly was my senator in my state. But it's like the meaner you are, the shittier you are, and the more ignorant you sound, that has appeals to these people. Axios also reported this week, citing multiple anonymous House Democrats, that Crockett has frustrated fellow lawmakers who fear that she could alienate swing voters and hamper Democrats in the general election. Okay, I got something to say about that. Alienate swing voters. Usually the swing voters that they're alienating are Republican leaning. Those usually are the people you can't reach out to anyway, so fuck them. If you're going to be a Democrat, you need to be a fucking wrecking ball about it and be like, no, motherfucker, this is where I stand, God damn it. I stand for the unions. I stand for Medicare for all. I stand against the military-industrial complex. I stand against big oil, big pharma, big insurance. I stand for living wage jobs for people. I stand for free college. I stand for the little guy. But for some Democrats, that's divisive, and it used to kind of work for Democrats at one time, but they don't want to be they don't want to be divisive. So, and Republicans think that the Democrats are too nasty. That's the weird thing, and I think that the Democrats are the biggest pussies ever. So, anyway, other Democrats voiced frustration with the 11-hour timing of Crockett's entry, which has scrambled the calculus for the rest of the parties in the state. And across the state aisle, Republicans held in her entry. Maybe she'll get the Democratic nomination, but I think it's a gift to the Republicans. Trump said, I don't know why I said that with a Southern accent. Maybe she'll get the Democratic nomination, but I think there's a gift to the Republicans, Trump told reporters last week. House Speaker Mike Johnson called it one of the greatest things to happen to the Republican Party in a long time. And Senator Ted Cruz separately called her the face of the Democratic Party. Cornyn told Senator Moore in a recent interview, "Am I hiding in glee? I'll try to wipe the smile off my face. I would say it's a gift." Democrats see the race, which Cook Political Report race as likely Republican, as vital to their efforts to flip the Senate next year, while acknowledging the challenges that they face. Okay, I want to talk about that. The Democrats are in a position where they could flip the House. I would say that there's a high likelihood, if Trump doesn't do too much cheating and state Republican governors do not get their way fully in gerrymandering their districts. Not that I'm a fan of Governor Gavin Newsom, but the gerrymandering in California is justified for the way that Republicans gerrymander their red states. But the Democrats are likely to flip the House in their favor. It's likely to be a blue wave. How large of a blue wave, we don't know, but it's going to be a blue wave. I would say very likely, probably for the U.S. Senate too. But the Senate is a harder cookie to crack. But we will see in that regard. A small minority of Democrats have expressed concerns that Crockett is too progressive. And again, I want to see where she's progressive at. Lone Star has noted that Democratic strategist Joel Monfort, but for Democrats to make inroads in Texas, we need to run progressive candidates that motivate new voters and disenfranchised voters to show up at the polls. You need to run progressive candidates everywhere. You need to run progressive Democrats everywhere. I mean, now, are there times where, I mean, are you going to go and campaign, like scream through the rooftops about abortion and trans rights in West Virginia or in Mississippi? You will unapologetically support those positions when asked, but you probably wouldn't put it in the forefront. They all need to put the economics in the forefront. I know I'm sounding class reductionist, okay, but you need to put that in the forefront if you're going to run as a Democrat. But when it comes to human liberation, make no apologies. Also, when they ask you about the abortion or the trans rights or whatever these issues, you still stand your ground and say, yeah, I support these things, you know, and just don't be scared. You know, but you just answer it by, yeah, I support these things. But you know what? I support living wage jobs. I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to make this clear. Living wage jobs, universal health care, getting us out of these wars. I support this for all Americans. And this is what matters. My Republican opponent, he supports shit against all Americans. Yeah, and that's basically how you go and answer this sort of thing. So that's what I have to say about that. There are challenges for any Democrats trying to win statewide in Texas, and one of those for Jasmine Crockett is not to be polarizing candidate that Republicans want to paint off as being, said Angie, who shrugged off concerns about Crockett as mostly a national narrative. Tallarico, who has a lower name recognition, will have to make up the gap in the latest primary polling and will face his own set of challenges in the general race. Republicans treat whoever the Democratic nominee is as the same. And that's true, regardless of who it is, says Catherine Fisher, the executive director of Texas Majority PAC. A group staying neutral in the primaries and focus on flipping the state wide seat blue. People have a lot to take about how viable Jasmine is or how viable James is. And we just really don't know. We haven't won a statewide in Texas in 30 years. And if anyone really knew how to do it, we would have done it already. No one sitting on the secret. I'm going to mention Alberta, Canada. Alberta, Canada is the Texas of Canada. And I'm trying to remember which year it was. I think it was 2016 or maybe 2017. The new Democratic Party in Canada, which is a Labour Party, a Social Democratic Party. The party is responsible for every Canadian having health care and for Canada having the nice things that we don't have here. And provincially, they're third party federally. Third party, they can be a major party on the provincial level. They won the provincial legislature body, and they won the provincial premiership, which premiers is equivalent to a state governor. To win in Alberta, a party as far left as the NDP. And the NDP in Canada is the equivalent to Bernie Sanders and AOC, or what they're supposed to be anyway. They're the equivalent to if Bernie Sanders, AOC, Jill Stein, Dennis Kucinich, Ralph Nader, if Cornel West, what's his name? The wrestler, Jesse Ventura. They were all in the same party. They were all in the same party. they all essentially would be in the NDP in Canada. And my point is this: they won. The NDP won in Alberta, in Texas. That would be like if the Green Party took over Texas. The NDP taking over Alberta would be like if the Green Party ran a slate of candidates in Texas and won a gubernatorialship. In other words, you can run a left-wing campaign and win. And you can win a right-wing, prairie province like Alberta over to the left. You can do the same thing in Texas. Yes, you can. And that's, and I make no apologies for that. Democrats need to do that nationally. They need to do that nationally. They need to push out your Joe Manchins out of the party. They need to push out the Abigail Sparbergers out of the party, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz out of the party. They need to push these people out of the party. You don't need the Chuck Schumers and the Hakeem Jeffries. You need to push them out. I mean, not that I think that she's great, but Elizabeth Warren should be your most right-wing Democrat, okay? That's how it should be. That is how it should be. It should be Elizabeth Warren should be your most right-wing Democrat, and I don't know. I would say Abby Martin, who doesn't run for political office, but someone like Abby Martin would be somebody who could run for office as like your left-wing candidate. Anyway, let me finish here. Crockett, in a recent interview with Ms. Now said, pitch her campaign voters of all party affiliations, including Texas, who are regretting what they voted for Trump. And there's a lot of bias remorse for Trump. There are some Democrats who think she's too bold, she's too brash, and she's too honest, egocentric, says John Taylor, department chair of the political science department at the University of Texas in San Antonio. But if you're going to flip a conservative seat, if you're going to flip a Senate seat, you're got to basically push yourself out there, push the ideas and that you're different, and that's it. Time to do something that is radically different than what's been seen in Texas politics. That's from the Hill. That is from the Hill. And that's from Julia Mueller, December 17th. And so anyway, that's the article there. She's very vague, and it's hard to say where I stand on Jasmine Crockett. But I would say that for myself, I would be interested to watch the race. Would I vote for her? No, I probably would vote for the Green Party or some independent candidate with left-wing credentials. And if there's none available, then I probably wouldn't vote. Because I just can't vote for a candidate that doesn't stand for anything. That's just kind of how I am now. I almost didn't vote in the last election, and 2028 is too far away for me to even think right now. But anyway, let's talk to everyone here on the chat line. We have Warren, Willie. Make sure you show up for Festivus Tuesday night. You're invited. Warren, I saw that on Twitter. I will talk to you on Twitter as soon as I can. If not tonight, sometime tomorrow morning when I get off from work. But more than likely, I will be able to let me find out I got to find out my work schedule situation. I'm usually off on Tuesday, and if I'm off on Tuesday, I am totally available for Festivus. Okay. So I'll let you know in that regard. Let's see. We have Teresa 2732 Festivus for the rest of us. And how are you doing? Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Hi, y'all. Like and share. Thank you very much. And yes, and definitely hi back. Kameshwari. Kate, how are you doing today? And let me know when your next broadcast takes place. Let's see here. All right. Okay. She has nice hair, but nicer than Deb. That I know what Warren's referring to. That Jasmine Crockett has nicer hair than Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but that's really a low bar. Debbie Wasserman Schultz has ramen noodle hair. I would say Debbie Wasserman Schultz is basically Chelsea Clinton. If Chelsea Clinton and a Cocker Spaniel was one individual, you would have Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I'm sorry, I am mean sometimes. So that's just how it is. Let's see. This has to be some kind of a sideshow. With regard to what's going on, and with elections and everything, it always is. Chuck, Intergalactic UFO Show, Glow, Lane Congress Edition Wrestling. Yep. It's all theatric sometimes. Surface level lip service isn't good enough. True. I mean, I still love the bleach blonde Bad Bill Butch body. I did. Uniform vocalization. Best viewers on steamboat.com. Remove the space. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. They are intentional cowards in service of the duopoly status quo. Yeah, we need to do something about that duopoly. Like eliminate the duopoly. Max Sergey. Wow, I wonder how you got rid of your Google tracking number. I'm not sure about that. And that's everything right there. So everyone, I'm going to sign off very shortly. And I'm glad y'all showed up tonight because I got to get out of here. But I will probably, I'm not sure, I may do a live stream tomorrow night or Sunday. I have one scheduled on Monday night, but I'm gonna push it back this weekend. Maybe. I'm not sure just yet. And Warren, I will be available for more likely if I had to work that evening. I got to find out. If I had to work that evening, I will be available a little bit. But if I'm off that evening, I'll be available as long as you need me there. So I'll put it that way. And what I'll have to say is this week, I may have a show at the end of the week. May be taking a few days off during Christmas. That's what I'm going to do. Supposed to have a show before New Year's up with me and Angie Moon. We're going to have kind of like a post-Christmas sort of end of the year show. So just be on the lookout there. But otherwise, it's not exactly I'm taking a week off, but I just got some stuff going on. Some holidays and everything. So I'll let y'all know what my plans are and all that. So that's pretty much it right now. And once again, I want to thank you all for helping me get up to 1,000 subs. And let's not stop at 1,000. If you're here for the first time on the Willie Bragg Show, or if you lurk up here every now and then and haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Help independent media. We're all in this together, and I just wanted to say that. So if you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment any way you disagree with what I have to say. I'm a free thinker, and we can conversate. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we're the muckrakers of our time. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, The Willie Bragg Show, on all appropriate platforms. And remember to reject corporate media. And of course, I was going to hum the theme for The Amazing Mr. Ed, but I forgot the lyrics. The wonderful, wonderful horse, of course. Anyway, okay. Free and pardon Ed Snowden and all other political prisoners. Free Palestine. Free healthcare for all. Protect our free speech rights. Free speech for all. And until next time, fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I still don't trust that woman. So anyway, let's see. I will talk to y'all soon. See y'all very, very soon. I'll do hopefully this weekend, and then after that, next time. Take care. Bye-bye.